Guys, one thing the internet has taught me is that women are honest. They don't care how bad something makes them look as long as they get to expose you and just get off their chest. Like, girls will really come on this app and say, oh yeah, this man used to owe me money. Because first of all, why were you giving him money? Or they'll say, yeah, my ex used to look like a frog. But meanwhile, this was your ex. You were dating this man that looked like a frog. You used to call this alien looking brother man. You used to look him in the eyes and say that you love him. But now that he's done something wrong with him, now he looks like a frog.
Shout out to that brother right there. He did not tell not one single lie. In fact, I got just the story for y'all to prove his point. Here we go.
Put a finger down if the Miami-Dade Police Department calls you and tells you that they have recovered your husband's body and he is dead by apparent suicide. So you and your family plan his funeral. And everyone is shocked that this happened. But you're on bad terms with your ex-husband's family, so you stay in California and they stay in Florida while they plan the funeral. And you don't go to the services in Florida because his family said it would be way too traumatic if you were to show up because you guys were on bad terms because you were in the middle of a divorce with your husband. So throughout this entire process, you talk to a coroner's office, you talk to a funeral home, you make arrangements, you even pay for things. And you believe that on January 22nd, your husband took his life and it is now March. And you spend months grieving and you even think about unaliving yourself because you feel like you're the one that did it. And one day you go on live on TikTok and someone tells you to check your DMs because they have information regarding your husband. And you open the DM only to find out that your husband is not only alive, but he is living in Mexico with his mistress of 6 years, who he's been having an affair with.
Accusations! These are not accusations. This is false accusation.
Fellas, I actually want to ask y'all a question. Do y'all think she the one that filed for divorce? If you've been following the channel, you know that 70% of all the divorces are initiated by the women. So if we're going to go ahead on and assume she filed for divorce, I don't see the problem. He hated her that much to the point where he had to fake his death so he can go be with the person he really want to be with down in Mexico. It let me know she wasn't nothing. And another clue that I got is that the family didn't even fool with you. Y'all already said y'all was going through a divorce, so y'all was on bad terms. Man, lady, get out your feelings. That man hated you. That's all. It's over. It ain't all about you. That was the only way he could get away from you. I know it. I don't care what nobody say. But there's always a 5% chance that I'm wrong, but I don't care. I'm standing on what I said.
Nah, guys, I'm tired of pretending. I am tired of pretending. To be honest, I am materialistic. I'm a very materialistic person. The only way I see love is through money. If you can pay for give me money for shit, then you love me. That's it. That's how I've always seen it. Only money that I want.
I don't know if people are aware of this, but the most important decision you will ever make in your life after choosing to believe in God is the mate you choose to spend the rest of your life with. Your mate will either inspire you to grow into your greatness or they'll confine you to complacency. They'll either be your other half or they'll make you half of yourself. The Honorable Minister Farrakhan said, like, a good relationship will make you more youthful and bring out the best in you, and a bad one will age you prematurely and bring out the worst. So choose wisely.
Yeah, fellas, this is 100% facts. Think about all of the older men who left way before their woman and they was with these old bitter women, man. That's why they died early, right? Had a woman putting too much salt and sugar in his food, nagging him all the time, things of that nature. If you find a good woman who actually cares about you, she checks up on you and do all of the other stuff, man, it will increase your happiness. It will increase your vitality and all of that stuff, man. So if you do find the right person, which is going to be hard in 2023, but it's possible, but you find them, bro, it can add a whole lot of value to your life. You will not age as, man, I know people who are 10 years younger than me and look my age. So with that being said, fellas, choose wisely.
Anybody in here want to share a situation where they're paying child support, but they're not able to see their children as much as they would like to?
All in all, for all my kids, I pay $1,175 a month in child support. And I have seen my twins 2 times in 9 months.
It's an evil world we live in.
I wasn't able to really put up much of a fight in court because I was making $30 every 2 weeks.
These fathers are not deadbeat, they're dead broke.
When I speak to some men who vent their frustrations about the child support system and why they're angry, I explain to them that child support is a business. If you don't pay your child support, you're gonna go to jail.
And the crazy thing about it is the women that get on social media and straight up blast your name, put smut all on your name and tell people that you're a deadbeat, you don't pay no child support, and whole time you just don't make no money and you don't even get a chance to see your children, man. It's all a waste. It's all a scam, bro. The court system is not for men. They're only biased towards women, bro. It is what it is. Y'all knew that already, though.
If you saw your boyfriend getting his back blown, wait, not his, seeing him blow somebody's back out on national TV, I would leave too. There's no fucking way. I don't give a fuck if it's his job or not.
Hey, man, I'm pretty sure that's not the reason why they broke up, but since she's speculating, man, here's the thing, right? That's his job, man. She knew what she signed up for. And here's the thing. We actually know that people were actually blowing her back out in real life. The whole industry was. She's an industry pass around. So I don't understand why this young brother would even try to be in a relationship with her in the first place. That was counterproductive. We all knew it wasn't going to last.
All women want guys with money. They want a guy that's got all the luxury things that these guys have. They want that, but they don't know what come with that. Most women think that it's in every woman's nature to tame a man, to tame the beast, right? Beautiful women think that they beauty tame men.
They do.
They think that sex is a tool to control men. And it's not. The key to controlling a man is understanding him.
There's a lot of talk about Black women being the bottom of the barrel in dating and in life in general. But I want to share something with you that might surprise you, but it might also give you some insight as to the dynamics not only between Black women and Black men, but between women and men in general.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
So my best friend does workforce development at a major educational institution here in Washington State. I'm going to read you exactly what she told me one day, but I'm going to leave out my responses to save time.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
She says, well, I just learned some interesting tidbits about the state of our children and academia. Boys have fallen way behind girls, like worse than I thought. By 10th grade, girls are a full grade ahead of boys in English. And they've caught up in math. Now here's where it gets interesting. Black girls are a full year ahead of Black boys in both math and English. And then she says, we've been trying to figure out why our boys aren't enrolling in college as much as girls are. 15 years ago, boys were 12% more likely than girls to finish college. Now girls are 15% more likely to finish than boys.
Oh, damn.
Boys need a lot more direction and hand-holding to do than girls do. Verbatim. We think that there wasn't equal access to education back in the day, and women may have always been better, but now that we have equal access, there is reason to pursue that there wasn't before.
Come on now, dawg. Come on, man.
And then she goes on to say, but this is bad news. They're going to have to do something about that. You can't have girls outperforming boys like that, because then they'll see education as a woman's thing and disengage. And educated women aren't interested in uneducated men for dating prospects. So this is where I kind of had to laugh. One of the proposed solutions is holding boys back a year so they start kindergarten when they're 6. So girls would start at 5. And then she says, but that won't go over well at all, especially when Black boys score the worst. And it's not going to help Black families, or any families really, to pay an additional year of daycare. This is not some stuff that I found on the internet where the source is questionable. This is real shit that educational institutions are investigating and trying to figure out solutions to. So for all you women, keep this in mind the next time any man says that he's smarter than you, that he's better than you. Keep this in mind.
You know, this one got so many layers to peel back. First of all, little boys don't even care about classroom stuff. They don't care. They can barely sit still and be quiet. They're the most likely to get sent to the principal's office, to the disciplinarian. They don't care about this stuff. And then you got to couple the fact that a lot of them come from single mother households. And we all know as black men that a lot of our moms raised their daughters, our sisters, and loved on us, basically gave us anything and everything we wanted and never put any real pressure on us, right? And because of that, you will see a lot of females outperforming males in the classroom. It's simple as that. On top of that, you got a whole bunch of female educators who definitely pour more into the female students than they do into the male students. I'm telling you, it's a whole lot of stuff. Kids are more likely. When I saw this video, I ran to both of my little girls and I said, listen, who gets in the most trouble in your classroom? And they started naming names. It was mostly boys, right? Boys care about other things. We don't care about sitting down in the classroom for 8 hours straight talking about nonsense, right? They'll rather be outside playing cops and robbers, throwing dirt balls, football, basketball, stuff like that, things that they're actually interested in. If you're going to teach a science class, you got to learn how to engage the children, the boys, because girls can sit down for a long time without moving. Boys generally can't. We're just little balls of energy, right? It's a whole lot of stuff that has to be accounted for. Most boys are not interested in anything, especially if they're black. We don't care about British literature. Don't care about none of that stuff. I know I didn't when I was that small. But women are more likely to just sit down and go along and do what they're supposed to do. I honestly believe that's the case. As far as like the college enrollment, first of all, as men, we see the writing on the wall. We see that, okay, this job is going to pay $50,000 a year, but it's going to cost 70 grand to get the degree. It doesn't make sense. You're upside down. So no, they're not going to go into college. A lot of guys are going into the trades, things of that nature, things where they can go and make a nice annual income without debt. And let's face it, let's be 100% real. If we actually did a deep dive into what type of degrees these women are excelling in, it's a whole bunch of useless degrees. Let's be real. They're majoring in English, mass communication, HR, stuff like that. You know, I take my hat off to the women who are going to get these engineer degrees, who are going into medical school and stuff like that, the difficult fields, but that's not the vast majority of these women who are graduating with degrees. Let's be real.